Welcome to another class in assembly language programming. Here we are going to see programming 8085. Today's program is multiplication of two 8-bit numbers. Right? So we are going to have the first number in memory location 1100. The second number is going to be in memory location 1101, and we have to multiply those two numbers, and the multiplied value will be stored in location 1102. If there was a carry, the carry will be stored in 1103. So that is the problem for today. So let us see how we are going to do it. Right, first, so usually we are only used to loading numbers from memory location 1100 into the accumulator. So we have seen examples wherein we will load from a memory location to the accumulator using the LDA command. First time we are going to see a new command. It is called LXI h, 1100. So what is LXI here means? This is again is a load command, but load immediate. So what do you say here? Whenever I say immediate, which means data is present in the instruction itself. What data are we talking about? We are talking about the data 1100, which is actually an address. Okay, which is actually going to be our address. To store an address, you need 16-bit registers. You cannot store address in 8-bit registers. So we need to store it in 16-bit registers. But H is a 8-bit register. H is actually a 8-bit register. But remember, the other thing you have to remember, in every instruction, if you find X, right? So like you see here, whenever you find the X in any instruction, which always means the instruction is going to do something with the address. Right? So, or a 16-bit register, it is going to do something with the 16-bit register. So, though we say only H, it actually means HL register pair. So, it is going to talk about this area. This is the HL register pair together. So, what am I going to do? I am going to load this particular address in the location of HL register. Okay, so HL register is going to contain the value 1100. Understand? So, let us see how the program is going to how the program is going to use the values of these input values. How are we going to use and how are we going to multiply? Let us see. So first and foremost thing, I wanted to store the data which is present in the instruction itself. The data is 1100. It has to be loaded to the HL register pair. So I'm going to load 1100 to the HL register pair. Okay, let me repeat it again. The first command is a load command. LXI h, 1100 means load the data which is present immediately in the instruction to the HL register pair. Okay, so how do you actually remember that? Is whenever there is I, which means data is available in the instruction itself, and whenever there is an X, it is going to deal with a 16-bit register. It is going to deal with a 16-bit register only. Okay, so this command deals with HL register pair. Though we say only H, it means HL. You also have LXI commands for the other registers, like LXI D means DE together, LXI B, 1100 means BC together, and so on. Right? So these three register pairs can be used here as H, D and B. Okay, instead of H, you can say have a D which will represent the DE register. You can have a B which is going to represent the BC register. Right? So this is your LXI command. LXI command is only going to store the address itself or the data present in that particular line to the HL register pair. Right? Here I am storing 1100 in HL register pair. I am not storing 3 there. Okay, you have to understand that. What is that you should understand is I am storing 1100. The address is stored in the HL register. Okay, the value is not stored in HL register. Okay, so when address is stored in HL register, say let us say the address is 1100, where will this value 3 be stored is the question now. Okay, the value which is stored inside the address, where is it going to be stored? Right, so the question, I am repeating the question again. If the address is going to be stored in the HL register pair, where will the value that is present inside the address be stored? Right, HL register is again a special register, so wherein it also is called the memory. It's also the memory location. So whatever is the value of, whatever is the address of the HL register pair, that value will always be stored inside memory, or that value is called as your memory value. Okay, if I have to find out what is my value of M? Okay, M here is memory, like the memory you use in your calculator, right? So that's a memory. If I have to find the value of the memory, first thing I should do is go and look for the contents of the HL register pair. Whatever address is going to be stored in HL register pair, in that address only my M value will be stored. Yes, so that is what you should know about M, which is the memory. We have not seen that in the architecture, but in the programming we are going to use M right? Because there is no M separately there in your architecture. Your HL register's address is what is going to be there in your M register also. It is the memory. There is no register such as memory register. It's a memory which is going to be pointed by the HL register pair. So that's what you should remember, right? So these are the two important things for you to know for today's class. All the other commands you are all familiar with it. So let's go and analyze the program line by line, right? So tracing the program is going to start now. Again, I'm going to start with line number 2, LXI H, 1100. So 1100 is going to be stored in the HL register pair, right? Next line, MOV B, M. So what is the contents of M? The contents of M is going to be whatever is pointed, whichever location is pointed by the HL register pair, that value is going to be the value of your memory M. Okay, so now HL register is pointing 1100. So the value present in 1100 is 3. That becomes your memory M. Okay, so this command says move B, M, which means move the contents of M to register B. Move the contents of M to register B. So register B is also going to contain 3. Right? So what is going to be the logic we are going to use is, here there is no MUL, multiplication command. If you see, there is only addition command in this program. So we call it as a multiplication program. There is no multiplication command. There is no instruction for performing multiplication in 8085. So you are going to do a repeated addition. So if my input is going to be 3 and 4, what will I do now in this program is, I'm going to add 4 3 times. 4 plus 4 plus 4, which will give me 12. That's how I'm going to perform the multiplication. Multiplication, I'm going to do it with repeated addition. I'm going to do multiplication with repeated addition. So that is going to be the logic of the program. Right. Line number 4, MVI A, 00. So 00 is going to be moved to register A or your accumulator. So I'm going to say 0. Right. So I'm going to move 0 to it. Then next line, number 5, MOV C, A. Right, whatever is there in the accumulator, move that to C. So what we have basically done, we have moved 0 to A, which means we are initializing A, and we have to again move A to C. Again we are initializing C. Can I do MVC, 00? Yes, you can do MVIC, 00 also. Right, some way we are trying to initialize the value of A and C to 0. That is the idea behind it. Right, let us move on to line number 6, INX H. INR, you know, incrementing a register. What is INX here? X always means what? I told you. I have told you something about X. I told you whenever there is X in your instruction, which is going to always deal with the 16-bit value, which is always going to lead with the 16-bit value. When I say increment H, I am not incrementing only H. I will be indirectly incrementing HL register itself. Okay, so INX means it is not just incrementing. INR H is incrementing H. INX H is incrementing HL register pair. Understand? X always means it is going to talk about a 16-bit value or a register pair. So INX here means HL register pair is going to be incremented by 1. So it becomes 1101. Okay. As soon as the HL register value is changed, okay, immediately one action you are supposed to perform, that is, whatever is pointed by 1101 is going to be the value of your memory. Okay, memory is something which is going to be the contents of whichever address your HL register pair is pointing. Okay, now HL register pair is pointing to 1101. So immediately my M value will change. That is nothing but 4. It becomes 4. Okay, so always remember, whenever you are incrementing your HL register pair, always remember to store that value in M. Okay, so let us move on to line number 7, right? Add M. So what do you mean by add M? M will be added to the contents of the accumulator and the result will be stored in accumulator. So add M is 4 plus 0 is equal to 4. I am storing that 4 in the accumulator, right? Jump when there is no carry to skip. Okay, we will be adding the values to A. If we find that there is a carry, then we have to increment C. C is here used for carry. If there is no carry, you will not perform any operation with C, right? You will skip that. Increment C, line number 9 will be skipped. So which we already know, we have done that in addition program. You will skip that line and move to line number 10, which is decrement B. TCR here stands for decrementing. Decrementing means subtracting 1 from register B, right? So now register B becomes 2, subtracting 1 from register B. So B becomes 2, right? Right. Since I have done a subtraction operation or a decrement operation, B is equal to B minus 1 is what I have done in line number 10. So I will check whether B has become 0. If B has become 0, then I will stop the loop and come out of the loop, right? So, or I should continue until B is equal to 0. Now B is not 0, B is 2. So jump when not 0. So it is not 0. So I am going to jump to continue, which is line number 7. I am going to jump to continue, which is at line number 7. Okay, let me repeat that again. I am decrementing B. Jump when not 0. When this B is not 0, I will jump to line number 7. If it is 0, I will come out of the loop. I am going to go to line number 7 now because B's value is 2. It is not 0. So I went to line number 7. Again add M. So M value is now 4. Add it with accumulator and store the result in accumulator itself. So 4 plus 4 is 8. I am storing it in the accumulator. Does it have a carry? No, it doesn't have a carry. So go to skip line number 10. Decrement B. B is going to become B minus 1. So now B is 1. Is it 0? No, it is not 0. Since it is not 0, I will have to go to continue, which is line number 7. Right? So there what I am doing, add M. M value is 4. I am going to add that with accumulator. 8 plus 4 is 12. Right? So I have added M to the accumulator and store the result in the accumulator itself. Okay. If there is a carry, then we have to increment C. There is no carry. So we are not going to increment. We are directly going to decrement B. We are going to skip line, which is line number 10. DCR B is decrement B. Now B has become 0. When it is not 0, you have to go to line number 7 for continuing. If it is 0, you have to come out of it. Yes or no? So jump when not 0 to continue. Okay, if it is not 0, I jump to continue. So many times I have done that. Now it is 0. What should I do? I should come out of the loop. So go to the next line. STA 1102. So what are you going to store? The value of the accumulator is moved to 1102. That is nothing but your multiplied value. That is stored in location 1102. Again, the value of C is going to be moved again to A. Okay, move A comma C. C is moved to A, which means if there is a carry, that will be stored in 1103. Okay, move C value to A and store A's value in 1103. Yes, so C value will be stored in 1103. In this case, there is no carry. That's why 1103 is 0. Halt is going to be the end of the program. You understand?